Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my 2008 BMW 535 Xi, which the engine blew up, so it's not in right now. But we got a replacement engine. It's right over there. We got a bunch of parts. So let me show you what I got. I gotta get out of here first now. Okay, I got it. Ta-da! Okay guys, these are all the parts we got. We got a brand new valve cover, gasket, a belt guard, because we know these engines love to eat the serpentine belt. All new seals. We got new bolts for the connecting rod, new ACL race bearings for the connecting rods, and some miscellaneous stuff. And now let me tell you about the engine we got. Okay, before we start taking things apart of this N54, a little backstory about this engine. We got this engine off of Facebook Marketplace. The seller says that it has 94,000 miles on it, and he has 180 psi on all 6 cylinders. We don't know for a fact that that's true, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to pull all the spark plug, check them, make sure they're okay, because you could tell a lot by an engine by looking at the spark plugs. So let's pull all the spark plug out and take a look at them. Okay, let's just start by taking the beauty cover off, which is not bolted on, it's just sitting right on top there. Put it to the side. And now what you want to do is take each coils out and put them in order that you took them out. This one is missing the clip, so I got pliers to take that out. So you just have to pull up and they should just pop right out. And now we take all the spark plug out and inspect them. You need the special tool, the special socket to take them out. It's a 14 mil and it swizzles. Oh boy. It's a little wet, but it's clean. Same with this one. Same with this one. That's weird. A trick to get those out when you can't is to grab a spark plug coil and just stick it back in. And you should be able to pick it up. That's weird. That's a different plug compared to the rest. Okay. These are all the spark plugs we took out. The Bosch spark plugs are the ones that is supposed to be using, not the Champions, which I don't know why you would put these spark plugs in. They're no good. But all the spark plugs looks like they're in decent shape. Just this one looks a little carboned up, but it should be fine. The spark plugs looks to be in decent shape. With these N54, by their direct injection, the intake ports normally get clogged up with oil and sludge, because with a port injection, you got fuel spraying on the intake ports and on the valve to clean them. By this is direct injection, it does not have that. So by not knowing the history on this engine, we don't know if this engine was ever walnut blasted to clean those intake ports. So we're gonna remove the intake, inspect all the ports. If they're dirty, we're gonna clean them. So let's pull the intake off and check each one of these ports to make sure they're clean. There are 6 11 mil nuts and one 11 mil bolt. So let's pull all of them out and start inspecting these ports. We got a little cubby to hold all the bolts inside. You don't want to lose anything. Let's put this down. Okay, the big moment. What do you guys think? Was this engine ever walnut blasted or not? Here we go. I think it was, but it was done a while ago because it doesn't look that bad. So I think we should just clean them up. We'll be using this intake valve cleaner and turbo cleaner, and we have some brake clean. We'll try that too and see what works. Oh, what the hell? I need a light. I can't see in there. Is it supposed to foam? I don't think so. No. We could do number 1 and number 6 at the same time. What you could do, you could go to Harbor Freight, and where the spray guns are, they normally sell like a kit to clean your spray guns, and they come with these nice little brushes. They're like, I think 10 bucks for the whole kit. These are really good. You could push this in, and it's soft bristles, and scrub the sides. And you don't have to worry, this is not going to hurt anything because the bristles are so soft. This is not too soft, it's like a little scrub brush. So it should be fine. Yeah. We're just going to sand it, by the way. It doesn't matter. We're just going to do the bearings, put it all back together, and we're going to sand this. The CRC intake valve cleaner didn't really do that of a good job. But the brake clean, on the other hand, did an amazing job. So don't waste your money on the CRC valve cleaner. Use regular brake clean. So I'll finish cleaning all the valves, and then I'll show you the end product. They came out pretty good. If you're going to do this job, prepare to get dirty. It's not the most clean job, but you get stuff all over your skin. So look at me. I'm covered in carbon, sludge. My hands are all filthy. So we got to take this engine out, give it a good wash, and then we can continue. But it's late now. Don't want to disturb my neighbor with the pressure washer, so we'll pick this up back tomorrow. Guys, it's a new day. Like I said, we're going to take this outside. We're going to wash it. But first, we got to remove the AC bracket and all the accessories. So let me get the socket and start removing some stuff. There's 2 bolts, and I think they're 13 mil. Actually, there's 3. There's one back here. There's one there? Yeah. And use your hammer. Okay, that won't work. You got a screwdriver then and just pry this shit off. There we go. Before we start pressure washing, we're going to plug all the intakes with some rags so we don't get any water inside. You're not going to hear me over the pressure washer, so we're going to cut back to when we got it in the shop. Okay, the engine is all clean. Now we got to flip the engine over to take the oil pan off because we got new bearings to put in. So let me flip this engine over because this engine is freaking heavy though. Fun, fun, fun. We're having so much fun. Okay. We're gonna have to replace this oil pan because the E60 oil pan has a provision for an extra bolt here, which this doesn't. That extra bolt is for the power steering pump. So we're gonna have to swap the oil pan over. I don't know if we're gonna have to swap the pickup tube. We'll figure that out when we get there. So let's pull this oil pan off. It's a little dirty. I didn't really clean the oil pan that much because we got to swap it out. All right. By the way, these bolts are E12, and there's a whole bunch of them. I didn't want to count. BMW is so kind enough to give us some spots to pry the oil pan off because they know we're going to be replacing parts on this engine like crazy. Oh, that was easy. Oh. This guy wasn't big on oil changes. Now, this isn't too bad inside. Let me put this to the side. All right, we're going to pull the pickup tube out. Then we'll take the oil pan and the window tray. What the hell is this? Is that silicone? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. That's clean. There's nothing inside. Damn, this guy didn't like changing oil, man. Look at this thing. It's all black. Wonder how those bearings are going to be. These bolts are all one-time use. So you can't reuse them. They're aluminum. The rod's looking in decent shape. We're gonna know when we start pulling caps off. I needed the help of my cameraman to counter hold the nut so I could break it loose. If we drop this in there, that's not gonna be a fun time. I remove these two. This only goes on one way. There's little slots on the side. One here, one here. This does not have to be in time. Oh no. There we go. Oh, I could get it. Those are aluminum, by the way. That's right there. I could get it. I got my long needle nose to stick down in there. Everybody makes mistakes. We're not professionals. We never did this before. Now we just pry up on this a little. And it just come right out. Okay. Put this to the side. Okay, we're gonna do number 1 first. Okay. first, let's just get this all set up here.
Okay.
To break the connecting rod bolts is a T12. I normally like to break them loose and use my gun to zip them out. And don't drop these again inside the engine. It would not be good. Okay. You want to make sure when you're taking them off, there's some marks on them to make sure the marks are in the same spot. There's the other mark. Has to line up with that mark. It's time to replace these. They're not too bad, but yeah. It's a good thing we're replacing these bearings because they didn't have long more. I'm gonna clean the journal and the bearing surface, and we're gonna measure it with the plastic gauge, and we're gonna compare it to the new bearing. They have to be at, I think, 0.15 m to 0.25 in that range is good. And again, make sure the marks match up on the other side. I already know the marks are on this side, so we're gonna just drop it in there. Reuse the old bolts to torque. I'm just gonna snug these down a little before I start torquing them. So the torque sequence is 20 Newton meters and 75 degrees and plus another 75 degrees. So we're gonna start with the 20. Now we do the 70 degrees. This is a little scary doing this. You're always afraid that the bolt is gonna snap. That's 170. Now the second 70. Good. And now we take it apart again. Okay. So we're right at 15. Let's check the bearing cap now. Yeah, we're right at 15, so we're in spec. So now we could clean the plastic gauge off of the crank and the bearing, put assembly lube and torque it down to spec, and then the #1 cylinder bearing would be done. On a rag and just wipe the bearing material, the plastic gauge, and it comes right off. There, comes right off. It's all clean. Now we push it down, turn it to the side, get a clean rag and wipe the journal. Okay. Now we'll try to put assembly lube on the bearing. There we go. You want to rub it all over. Put it on the cap. There you go. Put this down. Now you just pull the connecting rod right back up into place. There you go. Now you line the marks back up. It's on this side. There you go. Now we got the rod bolts coated in oil. Now we put them in. Okay. Now we do the final torque on this one. 20 Newton meters. Now the second 70 degrees. I'm so scared. I'm always scared that these bolts are gonna snap, even if they're new bolts. Okay, it's the same for every cylinder, so I'm not gonna bore you guys showing you the same thing over and over. So I'll finish all of them and then we'll cut back to swapping the oil pan out, which we gotta pull off of the old engine and get it cleaned. So I'll be right back. We got all the connecting rod bearings done with brand new bearings, brand new bolts. It turns freely with no binding, no issues there. If anyone is curious what the bearings look like, these are them here. They all look like they're in decent shape, except for this one. If anyone knows why this bearing is like this, let me know in the comments, because I never seen a connecting rod bearings look like this. We'll pick this up back tomorrow because we got to clean the oil pan, we got to clean the window straight, and we got to put everything back together. It's getting late, so I'll see you guys back tomorrow.